Boo! Good evening, everybody. Forgive my bit of silliness there, but welcome to a list video. And I thought like going. Does that sound right? Yeah, I thought like going through my favourite films of the 1950s. And when I made this list, I thought this will be easy. And I had a big long list. I could have made 20, but I wanted it to just be 10. So there's a lot of good shit that I've left off this list that could have easily made a larger list. So I don't think I've done a list of my favourite 50s films. If I have, then just ignore this, feel free to. But yeah, my favourite films of the 50s. When I think of the 50s, I think of big epics. I think of musicals, even though there's none on this list. And I think of early science fiction, which I like a lot of, but it's not on this list. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll start off. They're in no order apart from possibly number one. But Dracula, the first Dracula, the horror of Dracula for those across the pond. Christopher Lee's first outing. Peter Cushing. It's a solid entry, which I go back and forth with this and the third one. I saw the third one first, Prince of Darkness, but I think that one's better. I'm trying to get myself out of, that's a better film. It doesn't matter what a better film is. It's what you enjoy. And if Prince of Darkness was in 1959, I'm not sure what I would have picked, but that's a fine film. Then, Alfred Hitchcock film, that one. Strangers on a Train. And when I saw this film for the first time years back, I used to get the train quite a lot, and I'd be looking around, just making sure that I don't get into this situation. It's a hell of a film. I'm sure most people have seen it. Most people have seen all of these. There's no mysteries in here. Rio Bravo, John Wayne, Dean Martin, Ricky Nelson. You have a bit of a sing-song. My rifle, my pony, and me. Yeah, these three. And another one holding someone in jail. Not prison, it's jail. You had jail in the West. And they hold off the bad guys. I've always enjoyed that. One of my favourite Westerns in general. Then this one. I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. He flew. Peter Pan is a lot of fun. It's got a great captain and Captain Hook, a bumbling idiot. Tinkerbell, jealous bitch. They fly, they see mermaids. They have a lot of fun, and this is a lot of fun. Probably one of my favourite Disneys back when Disney were worth a shit, but did they ever make a Peter Pan 2? I'm not sure if they did. But if they did, I haven't seen it. Then, one. It's one of my favourite films of all time, so this could be near the top. Possibly number 2, but Rear Window. L.B. Jeffries is in a wheelchair in his apartment. He spies on his neighbours and thinks someone's been murdered. And it's all set in one place. I love the look of it. I love the look of the apartments, the back of it. It's phenomenal. I love it. Probably would be my number 2. Then this one, 12 Angry Men, all set in the back of the courtroom. 12 jurors deciding the fate of a young kid. And Henry Fonda slowly but surely, convinces everyone maybe he's not guilty. And we go through all that. It's a masterclass in... Hitchcock had some of the best one-location films, but this is a masterclass in... You're in a poxy little room at the back of a courthouse, and these men are talking. They may well bore the shit out of young people, but young people in general suck ass. Then this one... The Bat. I think Mike might have turned me onto this many years ago. Vincent Price, Agnes Moorehead. I know the people, but Agnes Moorehead is the lead in this. Vincent Price comes in and comes out of it. Comes in and goes out of it. When I first knew about this from Mike, I just thought Vincent Price and The Bat. it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But it's a very good film set in this big old house where the bat is loose. And that's a great flick. I really do enjoy it. Then Ben-Hur. The kind of films that they can't make today, which is in evidence when they made this a couple of years back. Another Ben-Hur with bland people. It looked bland and it was completely forgettable. But this, Charlton Heston, a powerhouse. And once again, I always remember from this, there's many, you got the chariot race and all that, but it's the lepers. They just put in a ditch and they're lowered down fruit, apples and bananas, and they live in a cave. That's always stuck with me, and I like that, the aesthetic of that. It's just a big ditch by a cave in the middle of nowhere. Then another Hitchcock film, mostly a one location film, but a fantastic film nonetheless. Dial M for Murder. Superb film. If you haven't seen it, just watch it. It's excellent. And then probably is my favourite. It's 231 minutes long, and I watched it back-to-back nights once upon a time. The Ten Commandments, the kind of film they can't make anymore. None was it more proven when they made Exodus, Gods and Kings with Christian Bale and somebody else, and it looked dull and drab, and it was all serious and miserable. The effects were great, but I think they tried to explain why the plagues of Egypt happened. Like, was it the fish come out of the water or the frogs out of the water because there was the disease, and the Red Sea parted because it was the time of the tides? Am I thinking about the right thing? But it was dog shit. This is epic. It's colourful. It's bright. Yul Brynner, Vincent Price, Charlton Heston, and Baxter. It's special effects heavy. Some of it looks fine to this day. Parting of the Red Sea, how they did it, I have no problem with it. I remember first watching this at my auntie's house in Stoke many, many years ago, with a picture of the Last Supper on the wall. Always stuck with me. I love it. And it's just phenomenal. My favourite film of the 1950s, and one of my favourite films in general, just all round. All the films I have and I've seen, it's just one of my favourites. Edward G. Robinson, he's a snake, but just a fantastic film. I love it to bits. And they're my favourite films of the 50s. Comments are welcome.